Hey folks, you guys popping on. So I will mute everybody when we actually start practice. You can feel free to unmute yourself at any point if you want to pop in, say something, and say hello if you have a question about anything. There's also a chat function below, so you can pop down there as well. I am sitting on a cushion. You may want something that you can sit on, so you can fold up a blanket, grab a pillow, just have something because it helps to elevate the hips. Anytime we're seated, feel free to grab that. In today's edition of I don't have any yoga blocks at home, I am using a kombucha growler because I can just put my hand on it like so, and I don't have to get all the way down to the ground. So that's pretty handy. You might want to grab something that you can have if you have yoga blocks, if you have maybe a stack of books or something. Also feel free to grab a chair because when we do a couple of standing balances later, you might just want to have a chair nearby. What else? Okay. Can everybody hear me fine? Can you see me here? I think we're all good to get started. So, I have been saying pretty consistently that I feel like things are very, very, very different, but my day-to-day life is still happening exactly as it always has been because I've been working from home for quite a long time now, and all of my yoga classes are still happening. They're happening online, so I'm still like really busy, and there's people saying like, oh, I've had all this free time, and I'm watching Tiger King or reading through the Upanishads or something. I don't know, everybody's got their different thing. I'm like, well, crap, I'm not getting these benefits in this free space and this time to grow whatever it is. And my friend reached out this morning and he was just like, you know, I feel like we're all kidding ourselves to think that there's just one right way to be handling this pandemic, to be handling quarantine, and whatever changes might have happened in your life right now. I'm like, God, that's so right. There isn't like one right prescribed way to do anything. There's like these general guidelines and these things that we can use to say like, okay, maybe like I should be, you know, going on like this plan instead of this destructive plan, but really everything that is best for us is coming from instructions from within. Like if you're practicing and you're doing something with your body and your body tells you, wow, this is not right, you should listen to your body. You can take a break, you can choose a different shape, maybe make an adjustment or pop up and ask a question, say like, oh, that doesn't work, what would work better? And then we can figure something out with that together. I often tell the story of when I first fell in love with yoga. I was in college as a dancer, studying ballet, and it was really intense, and so I started taking yoga classes because I could do it during the summer and it was something a little different. And I'm like trying really hard to get into this pose, and my teacher comes by and she's like, it doesn't have to be perfect today. And I was like, oh my gosh, nobody's ever said that to me before. Nobody's ever said to me that it's okay if it's just whatever I need it to be right now. And that's an incredibly true statement. It is always okay for whatever you need to be what you're going for right now. So feel free to find your own space in this practice and, you know, play different music, whatever pandemic, however the hell you want it. Yeah. I'm going to do a big heart opening practice today. We'll do some spine lengthening and twisting and stuff just to get ourselves moving. The folks who have just kind of logged in, there's some links in the chat if you want to pop down there to be able to pull up the playlist, because I'm not going to play it very loud today. That way you can play it on YouTube or on Spotify to get that in there. If you're having a hard time accessing that or you have any questions, just go ahead and unmute yourself or pop it into the chat. I'll keep an eye on it. So you're laying on your back, your arms are extended out from your sides. Let your palms face up. You're just gonna leave the arms out. Take your fingertips and curl them in towards your wrists. So you're kind of making sort of like fists. And then spread the fingertips back out again so your palms are open wide. And curl your fingertips in towards your wrists and then open your palms out wide. Curl your fingertips in towards your wrists. Open your palms out wide. And start to reach your hands out a little bit wider. spread out through your hands. So your hands are nice and wide and open. You should feel, honestly, maybe a little bit strong. Maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable to you. And then feel your strong hands pressing down into the mat, which might be opening up your heart a little bit more. And then drop both of your knees over towards the right side. And keep reaching out through your arms, all the way out through your fingertips. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. And then bring your knees back up. Roll them over towards the left side, and you're going to reach out through both hands, but you'll notice a little bit more opening up through the right arm. Try to press those palms down. Take a big breath in, big breath out. And bring the knees back up. And then pull the knees into your chest. We're going to have a little bit of a tighter twist. Drop both of your knees over towards the right side. And it's a little bit harder to reach out through those left fingertips now, but see what you can do. So you can try to keep rolling that left shoulder down towards the mat. Take a breath in, and a breath out. And then bring your knees back up. Go ahead and roll them over towards the left side. Reach out through your right fingertips. Try to roll that shoulder down towards the mat. Take a big inhale. Big exhale. And then bring the knees back up. And then give them a squeeze. Walk yourself up and down through your spine. Come up to a seat. And then come over onto your hands and knees. We'll work through a couple of cat and cow. Dropping your belly down, breathing in, looking up. Exhaling as you tuck the belly up towards your spine and round. Inhale, finding cow pose. Exhale, arching like a Halloween cat. Move through 3 more times like that. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking back towards your thumbs. Once more like that. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, round the back. Come back to a neutral, more flat spine as you breathe in. And then take your right arm up in the air. You're going to slide that right arm down kind of behind your left hand and come to rest on the outside of your shoulder and the right temple. Try to relax your legs here. Sometimes you have like an arch, you know, the hips falling over. Just relax your legs. Often that helps the hips. Just relax a little bit more and find more balance. One more exhale here. Inhale, open that right arm out again. Go ahead and set the hand down. On your next breath in, you'll take your left arm open. And then you're going to slide it just barely underneath and behind your right hand. You can rest on your shoulder and try to find some space. I'll show you. I like to leave my hand down kind of close to me, but you could walk those fingertips out overhead or press your palms together to get a little bit more stretch. There's lots of options. One more exhale. And then inhale, open your left arm up. Go ahead and set both hands down. So then you're going to start to turn your tailbone up a little bit more. Walk your hands out in front of you. Give a little bit of an arch through the spine. This heart-melting shape, puppy dog pose. Let your heart fall down towards the mat. So you're going to try to get a little bit more of a back bend going on. Go ahead and drop your forehead down to the mat. Just take one more breath in and out. And then start to lift your head up. You're going to take your body all the way down onto your belly. So take your left arm and reach it out on the floor. Your right arm, reach it out all the way out to the side. You're going to take your left hand in underneath your left shoulder and then roll back. So right here, I'm just getting a stretch to the front of my right shoulder. If I want to make this more intense, I can press into my right hand. I'm going to start to actively open that chest a little bit more. Relax into your exhale. Roll over onto your belly and just switch sides. So take the other arm out, bring your hand under your shoulder, and kind of roll back. And it's as intense as you want to make it. Maybe you barely roll back because your chest is feeling really tight. Maybe you really roll back. Maybe you open up this knee. Maybe you press into your left hand. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then roll back onto your belly. Bring your hands in underneath your shoulders. Just press down into those hands to lift yourself up. Back onto your knees. And then we're going to walk the hands out in front again. So we're coming back into that heart-melting puppy dog shape. Maybe you're a little bit more open in the arms and the shoulders this time. Try to rest your forehead down. And then think about your tail reaching back away from your hands. So getting a little bit more length through the spine. Last week we worked a lot on down dog, finding a lot of length in the spine in down dog. This will be our prep for finding that length. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. And lift your head up. Walk your hands back a little bit. Curl your toes under. And you're going to press into your hands. Lift the knees up, lift the hips, downward dog. Let your head drop down. You shake your head around a little bit to loosen the neck. Make sure that your elbows aren't pointing out to the side. They should be trying to point down. And yes, your knees can be bent. That'll really help to lengthen the spine for those of us with tight hamstrings. Walk through your heels a little bit to stretch your calves out. And look down towards your thumbs. Go ahead and lower your knees back down to the ground. You're going to take your right kneecap and put it in your left calf. And then give yourself a massage. You are probably the only person giving yourself massages these days. Might as well take advantage of that. You have your own personal masseuse there for you at any time. This is a eyebrow raising kind of massage. But it is effective. After you've tortured your left calf, it's your right calf's turn. So go ahead and take the left kneecap, move it around in your right calf muscle. And you can see I'm making a lot of movement all the way around the calf. Outside, bottom of it. I'm trying to get right up into the very top part. This is a facial expression for movement. And then take your left knee and up down. Take your right leg and stretch it back behind you. And then you're going to bring your right knee up towards your right elbow. On the inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, bring it up towards your right elbow. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, bring it in towards your right elbow. Inhale, stretch it back. This time, see if you can bring your right foot outside your right hand. Notice I moved my right hand a little bit. So I'm here inside of my right leg. And then I'm going to take a little awkward toe scooch to bring my toes a little bit further forward. I'm going to turn my knee and my toe out towards the right so that gives me a little bit more space to rest my hips forward. If you need to pad up and put anything underneath your knee, get that pillow, or you could even take the back knee off of the ground, but that's a little bit more intense of a shape. So you're going to keep your hips forward. Take your right arm and just stretch it back. You want to push down into your bottom arm so I'm not falling into my shoulder. I'm opening up and lifting. And I'm going to take my gaze back towards my fingertips. It's very dramatic. And try to open and stretch out the chest. Wake up those fingertips. So you're using the whole limb, whole body here. Finish your exhale. And then go ahead and bring the hand back down. You're going to turn your knee and your toe to face forward, bring it in a little bit, and then bring your hands up. I'm going to take both arms up from here. And my hips are resting just a little bit in front of my knee. Now your hips might be just barely here in front of your knee, and that's where your body is, that's great. But try not to be back here. Because you can see how I kind of start folding forward. I want to have my hips against you a little bit and forward. Take a big breath in, reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, pull the elbows down and back. And then let the hands sweep forward. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, pull the elbows down and back. Reach the fingertips forward. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, draw it back, reaching down. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the arms up one more time. And then see if you can reach up through the fingertips to get a little bit more length of the side body. Deep breath in. And then go ahead and take the hands down. Start to take your right leg back. And then set the right knee down. To adjust your hands a little bit, make sure they're right underneath your shoulders. And then take the left leg back, breathe in. Exhale, bring your left knee up toward your left elbow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, pull it in. Again, like that. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, pull the elbow. And then set the foot down. This way is that might be possible. So I'm going to turn my knee and my toe out. And I have a little bit more room to rest my hips forward. That rotation of the thigh gets more space. You want my knee and my toe to be facing the same direction. And I'm going to push down strong into my right arm so that I'm lifted out of that shoulder joint, and then take the left arm up and back. And I can let the arm go back and just kind of let my shoulder be falling in. Or I can take the shoulder and my heart starts all the way back to the fingertips. Working back to the fingertips. The more active you are through that limb, you can feel that stretch all the way from the center of your heart out towards your hands. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And then go ahead and take your hand down. I'm going to bring my knee and my toe to face front. Switch in a little bit more so I'm more in line. Bring my hands up to my thigh. Check out that my hips are in front of my knee. Pro tip, if I look down and I can see all of my thigh muscle, probably I need to bring my hips a little bit more forward. And then go ahead and take your arms up. And then make sure you're not just falling into your back. You want to lift up through the back, get in longer. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull the elbows down and back and swoop the hands forward. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, pull the elbows down and back. 3 more times. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, swoop it down. Inhale up. Exhale, pull it down. 1 more. Reach the arms all the way up. See if you can get those fingertips up a little bit higher in space. And then bring your hands down. Whatever you gotta do to get that leg back, even if it's very awkward and there's lots of stickiness, stretch the left leg back. And then set the left knee down. Keep your hands shake like hand up. Spread your fingers out, place that palm down. Take your other hand, shake your fingers out. Spread them out, place that palm down. Now press into your hands so that your heart starts to float to the ceiling. Keep the heart floating up as you float your knees and your hips up. Your arms are very strong, where you're going to push the hips up and away from your heart. Spine for a little bit longer. Knees bent if those handies are still tight. Relax your head down. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And then look forward to your hands. Bring your feet up to meet them. Comfortably bring your hands back to your legs. If you feel like the floor is a long ways away, you can grab something to hold on to. You got a lucha roller. Okay. You might have different things. You might put your hands on a chair. And then drop your head down. Please shake your head, yes or no, to relax or not. Find your feet. Press down into your feet, start to lift yourself all the way up. Reach your arms up, get there. See if you can reach out through those fingertips a little bit more to find along your spine. And go ahead and bring your hands down. You're going to put your hands in, we refer to this space as your back pockets. I mean, not your back pockets of your early 2000s jeans. They're the back pockets of your John Cougar Mellencamp high-waisted, super trendy, high-waisted jeans. Go all the way up here. You're going to draw your elbows back. I mean, your elbows might not go back very far. That might be about it. Or they could go back a little bit more. But also, nestle your shoulder blades back together. And press into the whole hand. So use your fingertips too, not just wrists. Lean your hips forward a little bit. Don't think of your heart going back. Think of your heart going up. So we're really opening up through the front. You can look upwards if that feels comfortable to you. Leaning forward in the hips, lifting the heart up. One more big breath in. Exhale, soften. Come back to neutral. And then with the feet staying right underneath the hips here, we're going to take the arms up. You're going to hold onto your right wrist and take a side bend over towards your left side, and then push down into your right foot. It helps to open up this whole side body line all the way down to the hips. Finish your exhale. Lift it up. And then switch sides. So you'll hold onto your left wrist, side bend over towards the right, push down into your left foot. Take a big breath in, reach out. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift it up. And then bring your hands down to your heart. Step your feet a little bit closer together. If your knees are not together, if your toes are not together, make sure your knees are not together. We're going to sit back into a chair. And my chair is way back there. Not right underneath me, but way back there. And I also want to sit in that chair with a lot of dignity. So I'm going to lift my heart up. Straight up. Kindergarten cop, kind of like, oh, this is fine, I can stay here forever. Breathe back in. Breathe back out. And go ahead and stand up. We're going to sit back in the next pose, just like that. But instead of having 2 feet on the ground, we're going to have just 1 foot on the ground. So you're going to cross your right leg over. It's your left leg, your bottom leg that's going to support you. You can keep your toes touching if that's helpful to you. Or if you lift the toes up, your balance is going to be challenged a little bit more. Either bring your hands and your elbows together or wrap your left arm on top by eagle arms. This hand's still sitting back. Bending into my knees. Reaching both hips back. Reaching my elbows out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Unwind. Set both feet down. Unwind your arms. Reach it up through your heart, lifting out. And then bring your hands down. And switch sides. So you're going to take now your left leg up and over. Swing on that right leg, sit your hips back. Take the right arm up and on top, or just bring your elbows and your hands together. You can still get a really good stretch the backs of your shoulders without having like weird things going on with those weird things for you. And then you're going to sit your hips back. Pull your elbows away. If you press your hands together, don't intensify it. If that feels wrong to you, just let the hands relax. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And unwind. Set your feet down, reach the arms up. Feel your heart lifting up. And then bring your hands down. Step your feet out really wide on your mat. Let all 10 toes face towards me or towards the long end of your mat. Take your hands down behind your back, interlace your fingers, lift your heart up, and then fold forward. So I've got this little bind back here. Sometimes it feels better not folding too far forward if you've got the bind, so you might stay up about halfway. If that starts to feel still no good, then go ahead and bring your hands down and fold a little bit further. If you are able to keep the bind and fold forward any more, go as far as is comfortable. Take a breath in and a breath out. Bend your knees a little bit, bring your hands to your hips, lift your belly, come all the way back up. We're going to come to warrior two. So you're going to turn your left toes all the way out towards the left. Because I know it doesn't matter if you start on the right or left. Bend into the left leg. Knee is right above your ankle. And then open your arms out. Look over at your left knee. It should be facing the same direction as your left toes. And relax your shoulders down, spread out through your fingertips. See if you feel any difference in opening up your chest and feeling strong in your heart space. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs. Lift your arms up, find a really long spine. And keep the spine long, bring the hands back to your hips. I'm going to shift your hips over a little bit. So you're going to kind of shift them towards the back leg. Now your right hip is higher, roll the right hip in a little bit more, and then slide your left hand down. You can rest it on the shin, maybe it comes to the ground. For many of us, it might feel really good to go ahead and grab whatever you're using as a prop, as something to lift up on. You don't have to worry about getting all the way down to the ground. It's really dark in here today, which I don't understand, because it's really sunny. And I tried to wear lighter clothing, but my legs are straight, I promise you. I'm going to try to get your legs straight, even if you're all the way up here, instead of down here. And the last thing we're going to add on to this is to open up this top shoulder. Open up the top shoulder, then send your hand up so you don't have the arm broken off at the shoulder. You have the heart open all the way up to your fingertips. And then imagine somebody's coming up and they're going to high five you, and you're going to freeze frame in that high five and push your hand out towards theirs, and they're pushing their hand into yours. And your fingers are really strong, and your heart is opening, and your feet is really big stretch, and lots of in the arm and the shoulders. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Bring your hand back to your hip. Lift yourself back up. And then switch sides. You might be bringing your prop over to the other side as well. Turn all 10 toes to face this way, and then turn your right toes all the way over towards the right. We'll open the arms up, bend into that right leg, take a peek, make sure that your knee and your toe are going in the same line. And then relax and move the shoulders around a little bit by letting the palms face up and the palms face down, and a little bit of rotation. And next time the palms face down, reach out through those fingertips. And active all the way from the center of your chest out through the arms. Breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, straighten the leg, lift the arms up. See if you can reach the fingertips up a little bit longer, long spine. Bring the hands down to your hips. Shift the hips over towards that left side. So now your left hip is a little bit higher. There's a little bit of a tilt over towards your foot. Slide the hand down. Maybe you stop here. Maybe you do go to the top. Maybe you grab something to place your palm on. And this top shoulder, it's not just the hand extension. We're going through that whole side of the body, that whole limb, from the center of the chest all the way out and open through the collarbone, straight to the fingertips. And you're going to take that perpetual, non-stop high five, pressing your palm into somebody else's. If you've got a friend there, you might actually press your hand into theirs. if you feel like adjusting yourself in that way. I know a couple of folks that partnered up here. Yeah. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Bring your hand to your hip. And come all the way back up. Turn all 10 toes to face towards me. We're going to take something like that. Again, the first time we're going to come into a fold. Now, in this movement that we do in this fold, you can, of course, have this here instead of going all the way down to the ground. But we want you to try to go a little bit slower rather than just spiraling side to side. The slower we go, the deeper this gets into forward. So take your hands to your hips, lift your chest up, exhale, fold down, and then bring your hands down as far as they're going to get. So your fingertips might come to the ground, you might decide to place up top on your fingertips. Your hips are going to maybe shift a little bit, but mostly they'll stay steady. We're going to twist from the rib cage around. So as you inhale, take your left arm up in the air, twist over towards the left. And here's where you take it slow. Exhale, bring in the left. Inhale, take the right arm open. Exhale, take it. Inhale, opening up the left. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the right. Exhale, lower. As you keep going side to side here, try to open up the shoulder all the way up. And it's fine if you don't get all the way like 6 o'clock on it. You can go towards more like half to 5 or something. Keep going with the space of your own body. Get a little extra inner thigh action with these twists. One more time each side. Exhale, both hands down. Bend your knees a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up. I'm going to start over towards the left side again. Go ahead and bring your calf with you. You're going to turn your left toes all the way out to the left. Bend into your left leg. This time, instead of warrior two, we're going to come into side angle. We're going to let the hand reach up. Sometimes you take it up and over to this diagonal line. Now we're going to lay the arm up. And you're going to feel your chest stretching all the way up towards those fingertips. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. You can put your hand at your hip, or you can lift yourself up with your core muscles back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. And then we're going to shift the hips back. You can see with my hands. Shift it. Roll that top hip over. We're going to come back down to triangle pose. Your hand could be lower. You want to make sure you are able to open up that top shoulder. Your balance is going to get a little bit funny here perhaps. We're going to take a little bit of a flow with this. As you exhale, take your right hand down. And then inhale, open that right arm up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, open it up. I'm demonstrating the medium version. You might go all the way down towards your leg and then spiral it all the way up and over. That's going to be a lot more intense. Challenge your balance a lot more. If you're feeling a little bit more unstable, maybe you just take the hand down and open the head up. You can see I'm keeping my body a little bit more stable. Do this just one more time. Push down into your feet, stand yourself back up. Cool. So much excitement going on there. Take your toes to face forward and then start to shift towards the right side. You have that prop ready, should you need it. Bending into the right leg, settling into warrior two. And from here, so still got that knee facing out over my toes, bringing the right elbow down, and the left arm goes up. Trying to make sure that I don't just have my hand flopping behind my shoulder. I'm going to lift the shoulder up to that. I'm really engaging, opening out through the chest. Take back in. Take back out. Draw the belly in and all the way up. Straighten the front leg. You're going to shift the hips back, let that top hip roll over a little bit. Down in the triangle pose. So again, finding that fabric in the neck. Open from the heart out to the fingertips. Take a breath in. And the exhale is where you're going to curl it. Inhale, opening it up. Exhale, curling it. The more slow and controlled you go, the more fine-tuning muscle action, strength building stuff you're doing. Also, probably the steadier your balance. We've got about 3 more. Confidence not my strong suit. Feel free to do more or less. You can last one here. Push down in your feet. Lift your body. All the way up. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the legs towards each other. Take 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. So I used to have the hips facing the long way. I want to face both hips forward. My back foot is turned out just a little bit. I'm going to bring my hands to my hips so I can lift both hips back and then lean my heart forward. Having a little bit more stretch on that hamstring. A lot of hamstring stuff in this heart opening. You have to work both sides of the body. Now your front leg, your front hip, pull that back just a little bit more. And instead of thinking of drawing your hip back, can you let that thigh bone reach back? Like inside of the hip socket, kind of moving to the back of the hip socket. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you're just like, yep, hamstring stretching, great job. Finish your exhale. Stand yourself up. Now you're going to come up to stand on that foot, come onto the toenail side of that other foot. So you've got it kind of flipped over behind you there. Take a breath in. And then set the foot down. You're going to switch sides. Just go the other direction. So your toes are mostly facing forward. Your right foot here is going to face forward. Your front leg, your back leg is in a little bit. Allows us to try to spiral both hips to face towards that front foot and then coming forward, long spine. Notice I'm going for long spine here. Yes, I can round my spine and come close to my leg, but I want to go for a long spine here. You'll see how this is useful in our next shape. And then this thigh, I can bring that thigh back. So sometimes you can think of drawing the hip back and it takes the thigh with you. Or sometimes you think of the top of that thigh bone, reaching into the back of the hip socket. And that can be helpful. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Go ahead and lift yourself up. You're going to stand up on that front foot. Take the other foot onto the toenail side. So we're just doing a little bit of stretching, learning the metatarsals, muscles in the feet. And then the whole face. So here's the thing. Probably you're going to want your prop. At this point, we're going to come into half moon. Half moon is a very expansive shape. I find that most of the stability in the shape comes when I try to get as big as possible. It can get really scary and you'll be like, nope, I'm going to stay in this little box. And you're just kind of like going all over the place. But if you open up, there's a big difference in the power. So we've been practicing a lot of that, like expansive fingertip space. We've been really going for some strength and some strong straight legs. So we'll be using that. And I think it's a little bit easier to see. So let's try to demonstrate over here. Here's the thing too. You can also just put your hand up something much higher if this prop down here is not the right space. So hips are going to stay facing towards the long side. My standing leg is going to face off in this direction. My other foot is like an L shape. It's a good feel for this. So I'm going to come down. My prop is about a clown shoe's distance away from my foot. So a clown shoe, for those of you who are not familiar, is usually much larger than a regular shoe. So people who are a very tall person or very large shoe. You're going to come forward, bring your hand down, and then your leg's going to start lifting up. It does not have to go as high as your hip. Try not to reach up taller than your hip. But activate that leg. Now spread out through both feet. So you're standing strong. I've got my hips open here. And then try just opening up that shoulder. Maybe open the top of the chest. If you look at something that's not moving, it's just how much easier to balance. You're going to expand through every limb, including the crown of your head. Another breath. And then go ahead and come down. Stand up. We got another side. The direction, you can just turn yourself over here. I'm going to show from a different angle. I've got my thumb about a palm shoe's distance in front of my foot. So we're going to lift up the palm shoe. I'm going to take my hand down at the top. Now my foot, I can see my foot. If I were to look back to my foot, I could see it. If my foot's back here, I'm arching my spine and it's really hard to stay up, and I'll tell you what, I'm actually putting my foot on my bookshelf right now because otherwise I would be. So probably you don't have a bookshelf behind you, probably you don't want to fall, probably you also don't want to cheat yourself. You lift the shoulder up towards these fingertips. Expand into space, take up room. There is enough, and then I fall, that's cool. There is enough room in your space for you to expand your arms, so do that, give yourself that opportunity. And then go ahead and stand up. Shake it out. Good news. End of standing shapes. I'm going to bring your feet a little bit wider apart than your hips. And you can come all the way down to sit on the mat if you don't want to hover up in this squat. We're going to come down into a squat. Bring my elbows on the sides of my thighs. Sometimes when I get down there, my feet aren't in the right place, so I like to do this dance to find, that's what they're doing. So we need to do a little squat dance. That's what you do. And then we'll think of the upper butt relaxing down. The upper butt is where you think it is. And the very top of your cheeks. You relax that down. You get some lengthening of your spine. That helps make this a bit more comfortable. Put your heart up to your thumbs. Breathe in. Exhale, feel your hips getting heavy. One more time, breathe in. Deep breath out. And then with or without your hands, your bum finds the ground. Legs in, come up. We're going to come into a little bit more of a hip opener here. So you're going to take your front leg, make that shin flat in front of you. You're going to land on your thigh, so all the way out of the knee here, and then take the other leg back behind you. So you do have this other hip lifted. What I'm going to do from this point is come forward towards my foot. It's really hard. Come towards the foot. Try not to be all the way over here with the thigh. Try to bring your heart towards the foot as much as possible. Here your spine can round if that feels like good to you. And relax your head. Resting, breathing into the sensation. There is a lot of sensation here. More breath. Big exhale. Hands in, start to lift yourself up. Just going to find the same shape on the other side. And so take shin, bring it parallel to the front of you, take the other leg back, I'm laying on my thigh, so the other hip is lifted. And I'm not trying to go over the thigh here, I'm going to go closer towards my foot. This back leg is kind of arbitrary, really, because it can be really close to you, it can be back really far. As long as it feels fine to you, kind of inconsequential, it just goes wherever you want. We're really focusing on what's happening and this rotation in the front leg. down. About 3 more breaths. After you finish that exhale, start to lift yourself up. You're going to unwind the legs and come to a seat with the feet planted and the fingertips facing forward. You can push down into your hands and feel your heart stretch up to the front of your rib cage. Go ahead and look forward. Take a breath in. Relax as you breathe out. Take one leg, reach it out in front of you. You're going to push down into the other foot to lift yourself up. Just take a breath in, let your heart float up. And then exhale, bring the hips down. Switch sides. And one leg straight the other. This foot's going to press down, the one that's landing on the ground. Inhale, lift your foot with hips. Exhale, lower it down. Bend both knees. Take your hands, press them down. Take your feet, press them down. Lift up the hips. You can let the head go back if that feels comfortable. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower it down. And take your hands and shake your fingertips out. Now take ourselves all the way down onto our backs for a moment here. Bring your heels in nice and close to your hips. Wiggle your shoulders underneath your back, looking straight up. Press down into your feet until you come up into bridge pose, and then wiggle your shoulders in a little bit more. Sometimes you might hold the sides of the mat with the fingertips underneath, and you can hold the hands behind your back, pressing the arms down, making a little bit more open space in the front of your hips. Take a breath in. And exhale, release the arms, slowly bring your hips back down onto the mat. You're going to take that 2 more times. So make it a little bit more open every time you do it. Go ahead and press down into your feet, lift your hips up, wiggle your shoulder blades together, bring your hands together, or hold onto the mat, or you can bring your fingertips to the sides of your hips to encourage them to lift. Push down to the whole foot, both feet, deep breath in. Exhale, relaxing the hips. And this last time, really focus on standing on those feet. Engage your inner thighs up towards your pelvis. Reach the knees away from you. And let your heart really float up. So you want to hold the space. And wiggle your shoulders underneath. Feel your feet press down. Hands come to wherever is helpful to you. And then knees away. Inner thighs up to pelvis. Forward up towards your nose. Strong feet, relaxed eyebrows, big breath in. And then release the arms, release the hips, all the way back down. And roll it around, flip it over, and down on our bellies. Onto your forearms here in Sphinx pose. And then take one foot, bend into your knee, reach back and touch the top of that foot. And also grab for your hip leg, grab something, strap, scarf, scary t-shirt. Pull that foot in towards your hip. Some of us can grab the inside of the instep. You can bend the elbow. You have the fingertips facing towards the ankle. If this is a lot for you, then you have already found the fingertips. Not feeling much, and have a little bit more. Take a breath in, take a breath out, release that foot. Go ahead and come down to rest on your chest. Just let your hips and your heels wiggle a little bit side to side. Now come back up onto your elbows. Just stacking those upper arm bones, bend into the other leg, reach back and touch your flexors. The easiest place is to hand the big toe edge, head grab to the big toe edge, bend your elbow, with your fingertips. Face the ankle, bend your elbow. Let that thigh stretch out. breath out. Releasing your foot. Resting down on your belly. Make a pillow for your head with your hands. Rest your forehead. Let your hips and feet wiggle a little bit side to side. Your hands in underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up onto your hands and knees. And then what we're going to do from here, you're going to take your right toes and face them out. Take your toes and face them out to the side. Take the other foot back. And then lift your head. So where I'm at is this. Make sure you're pushing down to that bottom arm. You're staying open. We're going to lift the top leg, bend to the knee, reach back. Maybe you touch your foot. Maybe you and your foot are not that close to each other. Or your hand and your foot are not that close to each other. Then you're just going to reach back. Longing like ta, or you back punch. Reach back, push the foot into your hand. Stretching your chest out. Try to open your hips up and forward. A big breath in, and then release that foot. Go ahead and take both hands and knees down, and then toes face down. And they all pick up like that. Then we'll find the other side. So the other toes are going to face back, the leg and extend it back, lift the arm up. Take that leg, you can reach back, you can feel a nice stretch without your hand and your foot touching each other. Or you can hold on to that foot. It's a big arch. That takes place. So you can do this loop with your body. And once again, just like half moon, we're finding an expansion in this space. This is a variation of when you do half moon, standing, and take your foot. Shavasana. And a bunch of this here and manage that. Still get all of that heart opening benefit. Take a breath in, breath out, and then release your legs down. Back table pose once more. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath legs. Take a breath in, drop your belly, look up, inhale, exhale, round to the side. Inhale, open the heart, move the tail with the knees, exhale, round again. More. Inhale, up. Exhale, in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, in. Back to neutral. Then find yourself in a seat. You might grab a cushion. Sit on that. Take the soles of the feet towards each other. Your feet could be much farther away from your hips, or they could be in really close, or kind of sitting up on the or on the cushion with big arms and lift up. I'm going to lift and send my heart forward towards my toes, or above my toes. Above rather than down. Lengthen, still through the spine. In. Big breath out. Inhale, lifting up. Let your feet go out a little bit further away from you. Take your right hand down, reach the left arm up. Make sure you're not falling over on that right thigh. You want to reach that left hip. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale to the center. Set your left hand down, walk it out a little bit, reach that right arm up as you reach the right hip down. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Lifting up to the center. I'm going to take the knees up. I have two options of what to do with your left foot here. You can tuck it in and then cross your right foot over. Or you can extend that left leg out to the left foot, maybe across the right foot open. So I'm going to do it with bent legs, just because we're working a lot of hip stuff. Maybe this feels okay for you if it's not. Straighten that bottom leg. Take your right hand down nice and close towards your back, so it's lifting up top. Take your left arm. Feel your hips reach down your heart, your fingertips lift up, and with that long spine, hook the elbow. Press the elbow against your knee to lift up and open the heart. And release back over your right shoulder. Keep lifting behind your ears. Deep breath in. Soften your belly when you exhale. Deep breath in. Soften your belly when you exhale. Back to the center. Unwind your legs. And then we'll find a similar shape on the other side. So you might take your right foot and tuck it up by your left hip and cross the left leg over, or you can have the right leg extended in front. So finding a good place for you to be. Hips are mostly even in this twisted shape. You move over on one hip and adjust the flesh, move your support, straighten out. Left hand comes in nice and close, so it's really supporting the extra lift of chest, making things taller and stronger. Lifting up through your right arm, and then picking the elbow, and using that elbow to press, strengthening the open into the space, really using that connection to spiral over towards the left side. Looking over to the left. Softening the belly with the exhales. Breath in, deep breath out, and unwinding the legs, starting to come down onto the back. And get onto your back, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a little squeeze, rock around a bit. And let the feet drop down onto the mat. Leave your left foot on the ground, take your right leg up, and then bend your right leg, put the right ankle on the left knee. You can stay here and just kind of cross that right thigh away from you to rotate, or take your arms so that you're going to reach around and hold onto your left arm. And right arm goes in between the legs here. Sometimes holding the shin is okay for the knee, sometimes it's not. Don't worry about getting the legs in really close to you. Try to relax your hips down instead. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath. Release your hands, set the left foot down. Set the right foot down, switch sides, take that left leg up, the left ankle on the right knee, the left arm goes in between the legs, hold on to the right thigh, or you can stay down, gently pressing that left knee open, deciding what feels better in your body. Hope your exhales relax you. Just about done with practice. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release your hands, set the feet down, unwinding your legs. Open your arms out to a T, let the knees roll over towards the right side and gently, slowly transitioning to roll over towards the left. And leisurely rolling side to side. Next time your knees make it over towards the right side, you can stay there with the legs more open, or scooch the thighs up closer to your belly, finding a deeper twist. Relaxing your left shoulder down, maybe looking over those left fingertips. Just take 3 deep breaths. Softening with your exhales. Knees back up. You're going to take them over towards the left side. You might have them snuggled in really close. So you can have them a little bit further away from you. Look up or look over towards your right fingertips. 3 deep breaths, softening with your exhales. Back to the center, giving yourself another little hug, and then starting to set up for your final resting shape. Shavasana, your corpse pose might be here. Just let the feet fall down, the knees bend and fall towards each other, arms down by your sides. Maybe you feel better with the legs extended, letting the feet flap open. You could take a seated meditation instead. Just letting your body be soft and relaxed. And to soften your eyebrows, muscles in your face. Notice if there's any tension anywhere else, and giving yourself the freedom to make a little adjustment to feel better in your skin, better in your space. You get to choose. Rest well. Come back into your body. Feel what you feel, notice what you notice. flow back into your body, back into the space. Take your time bending into your knees, rolling to one side, pausing for a moment of gratitude, the opportunity we have to join together across these distances, great and small. Take your time coming up to your own version of a comfortable seat. When you arrive, bringing your hands together at your heart. Svadhyaya is the Sanskrit term for the study of the self. There are many paths, but one yoga. You can take whatever path you want to find a greater connection with yourself and a greater connection with others. You stay listening, stay questioning, stay true to yourself. We seal our practice with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Thank you all so much for joining. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Unmute everybody. If you are interested or able to send a little something through PayPal to keep this going, it's really appreciated. If you don't have anything to spare right now, or it's easier for you to pay it forward to somebody else in your community who needs it more, please do that. Links are up for my PayPal, my email address. If you wanted to be added to the email list, let me know. Let me know how you found me so I know where to keep finding more people and what's working. What y'all do?
Great class, April. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, April.
Thank you.
It was really good.
Thank you, April. That was great.
Oh, awesome. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Feel free to reach out on any of the stuff that you found and communicate with me through, and let me know if there's stuff that you want to see in future classes, if you have any feedback, ideas about anything, because, you know, always learning new stuff. How's everybody doing? Good?